Hello, everybody. How's everybody's day going? My name is Eric from Sex on the Beach, and I'm here with...
What's up, guys? Matt from Cheat Codes. We're on the Couch Commanders podcast.
Episode 7. And today, we have a very, very, very special guest. Everybody give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, the genuine soul, the very talented, but hilarious Boy Blue, also known as Sam, also known as Chico Azul. Everybody give it up for Boy Blue.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you for that very warm and welcoming intro, Eric. It's an honor to be here on my first ever podcast.
We got him on the couch.
I'm the commander now.
Yeah, he commands the couch.
Fucking commander now, baby.
I'm the captain now, baby.
Yeah.
Well, you know, tell the pod who you are. Introduce yourself a little bit. You're one of our good friends, but a very talented producer and songwriter.
That's right. My name is Sam. My producer name is Boy Blue. I live here in Los Angeles. Been here for 4 years, writing and producing away. Work a lot with the Cheat Codes and Eric here, and I'm just grateful to be here, man. Really.
Yeah, and for anyone who's noticing, we're on a mobile setup today. We had to come out to LA and just get our feet on the ground. We're in Echo Park, home of all the hipsters. Just try to get inspired out here.
Yep. You got to put some Carhartt on. You'll be right at home.
Exactly.
People wear Carhartt out here.
Yeah.
People wear Carhartt everywhere, man. Come on, bro. This is California. It's Los Angeles.
A lot of like Dickies and Carhartt. I was just going to say it's a lot of Dickies and Carhartt.
Well spoken. Well, I think we should pop right into it. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Chico Azul. What do you want us to call you today on the podcast? Do you want us to call you Sam? Do you want us to call you Boy Blue? Chico Azul? What are we going for?
As the commander,
It's mobile, baby. We're mobile. We're mobile, baby. We're mobile.
As the commander, whatever you guys want.
Okay,
Whatever you guys
cool.
want. I'm
Okay,
chill.
good. Okay, cool. So, Chico.
Yes.
So how this podcast normally works is we break it up into 3 different segments. The first segment is advice.
Sure.
These are questions that have been either asked to us in our personal lives or submitted to us through our various social media channels.
Okay.
You can follow us, Couch Commanders.
Nice.
Shout out to our 10 subscribers now, bro. 10 subscribers.
Wow. You're helping 10 people.
Yep, we've changed 10 people's lives.
That's amazing.
Ourselves.
Make it 11 right now.
Exactly. It's an advice section, then followed by a games section, which is normally my personal favorite part of the podcast.
Okay.
And then followed by some current events and some articles.
Sure.
So we're going to start with the advice section. Okay. I got 2 questions prepared for you guys, right? One of these things was actually submitted through my Sex on the Beach profile. They said, what advice would you give your younger self about finding love and building lasting relationships?
Finding love and building
Chico.
lasting.
What
My
do you got?
younger self. That's a good one. I would say, honestly, dude, just chill. Just let it come to you. Don't try so hard. That's what I would say. Like, if you have to force it, it's probably not genuine, which is corny as fuck, but that's just what resonates with me at this very moment in time.
I will say too, when it comes to like music industry, something I wish I would have maybe learned earlier on is it's just really not worth it to burn bridges. You know, in the beginning, nobody wants to get screwed over, but you can really take those things to heart and just talk trash and just close doors, and you realize that the music industry is very small because you kind of have to be crazy to go for it as a career. So then you're like, 10 years later, it's the same circle from when we were like in our early 20s. It's the same exact people. And some of those people could have been your great friends, but you were like weird.
So that's more of like relationships, like business and platonic relationships more so than like love.
Yeah.
Or does it apply to the same thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I changed my answer to that.
Well, yeah, the question is finding love and building lasting relationships. So lasting relationships could be professional relationships as well. I think kind of to piggyback off your point, Sam, I don't think you can really find love I think that love finds you. You know, I think that's what I believe. I believe that love will always be there if you just let it come to you. That I think is a big thing. I think a lot of people search for love, especially as they get older, like they get in their 30s, and it's like, oh my God, I need to find love. I'm looking for love.
It's also like societal pressure too.
Well spoken, well said. But yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of more thinking of like the long-term approach to it, because when you're young, you just think a couple years ahead, and then when you look back on your life, you kind of think, and there's also the side where people pick up on your desperation.
Yeah.
And if you're in a city like LA where everything is hustle and bustle, everyone's trying to make it, and people feel like you're trying to get something out of them.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of people
operate
operate from a scarcity complex, right? Where it's like, oh, this person's out to get me. They're out to take my hit. I better cut their legs like now while I can.
Exactly. Like the competition of it, you know, instead of looking at it like, oh, if I can give something of value to this person, maybe they won't repay the favor for 6 years. Yeah. But when they do, then we'll have a good relationship. Just like giving without expecting something in return. Yeah. And I think when you're competing.
Well, that's rare now.
Yeah.
I mean, to the other point though, like the stuff that I used to worry about like 2-3 years ago, it's just, I was so in my head. Like now, that's it, like getting a no from an artist or an A&R, not liking a revision or whatever, that used to bother me so much. But now it's just like, whatever. If it happens, it happens.
And also when you're fighting over peanuts, it can sometimes ruin the bigger pot of gold down the line that maybe you didn't even realize was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I totally think that, especially in the music industry. I think in a lot of careers too, it's like, especially like when you're starting out, like there's not that much there really to lose or to gain, right? Because it's like you're the beginning stages. But it's like if you build the solid foundation with the people, and then eventually the money gets more and the rooms get bigger and things like that. But yeah, well said, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Well said. It was beautifully said. We're gonna move on now to the next advice piece question. This was actually asked to me in my personal life. One of my friends asked me, what is the best thing to do post breakup? So let's paint the picture. You just broke up with your person and now you're on your own. Maybe you've dated this person for a couple of years or whatever, or how long you've dated them. And now you just broke up with them. What's the best thing to do right after it, the week after?
Well, I don't want to brag or come off as like cocky or anything, but I have had my heart broken many times.
He's an expert.
So I'm an expert in this.
He's an expert.
So I don't mean to come off as like, cocky. I don't want that to be the point at all.
Chico.
But I don't know. For me, I just like leaned into the discomfort and just like really tried to be happy and content, just like being alone and by myself, and kind of figuring out who I am as a person, and like what makes me happy and what I value, not just like in a relationship, but like a friendship or my life, my career, what I want like 5-10 years down the road, and just kind of forcing myself to, discover who I am. Cause like I got into a relationship, look at me yapping. I got into a relationship like early 20s. So it was well before I like figured out like my personality and what I like and was important, just cause I wasn't really thinking about it now. And that lasted for a while. And when I got out of it, it was tough. And, a little of the stuff after it was difficult too, but
totally
just forced myself to, be in that discomfort. And I came out, I would say, on the other side stronger.
That's amazing. So you would personally say that it's like to kind of sit in, I guess.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, I feel like, and I'm not trying to paint with a broad brush here or anything, but it's just like, I feel like a lot of people will like, go out a lot or like find something to mask that emotion, or, do something like kind of short term that gets you over it, or jump into something new, right? A lot of people jump into a new relationship to like avoid that loneliness. But I was just like, maybe I should like try and, figure some stuff out, because it uncovered like a lot of other issues like with myself and, how I was conducting that relationship.
Yeah,
that I think was pretty illuminating.
I think that's one of the things about a breakup. You brought up a good point about how people, they sort of do this thing where they're like, oh, like the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else.
Yep,
you know what I mean? Like When in reality, is that really the best thing to do? Like, it's like that,
It's a short-term solution.
it's a Band-Aid, right? And,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
when
it's
you-
like it's a rebound.
right. And I mean, rebounds aren't fair for the
The
person
other
that's
person, yeah.
catching the rebound or the person that's receiving the rebound. So,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, chucking up the shot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, so I think that exactly. Yeah. Go to Matt again, Matt, and then do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Our producer cuts Matt.
Producer cut to Matt. Producer Matt is also the producer. But yeah, no, I think that that's a good point. I think it's also like just kind of being like, okay, cool. Like, where did I go wrong in the relationship? And
Mhm.
kind of taking a step back and saying, okay,
I lost a friend.
I lost. Is that like a?
Where did I go wrong? I lost.
What? Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend.
Where do I look? Like when I'm talking to you guys, like
No,
do
just
I
talk-
look at you or do I look at the camera?
Hey man, guys, this is first time on the podcast. Please,
We can just edit this out. It's
please
fine.
tread easy on him, okay?
We can just edit it
Just
out.
look
It's fine.
wherever you want, man. This is on Couch Commanders. We run a very, very, very fun ship. There's no rules.
Captain Fun.
Hey, my couch is up here.
What? What? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what he said, you know. So that's what you do post breakup. Matt, any thoughts?
I'm probably more just like toxic masculinity vibes. Like just get your ass out there, hit the gym,
Oh yeah, hit
Work-
the gym. I would
work
echo
your
that. yeah.
ass off.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of
Definitely get yoked
Yeah,
for sure.
I think exercise cures. I think it's hard. I think it's really hard to be depressed when you're exercising a lot.
Consistently.
Yeah,
And eating well too.
so make it hard. And yeah, I agree. Maybe not distract yourself with drugs and promiscuous sex, but
Yeah, of course.
building something is always gonna. Because I think most of the time,
Go to IKEA.
yeah, no,
My couch is up here.
I didn't mean furniture. Yeah, like Couch Commanders, we build couches over here. So
And dreams.
yeah, and dreams. I'm more just saying. I think when we're younger, we get heartbroken because we're looking short term. So the more long term you can build something that lasts longer than a year or 2 years, and then you realize it all is minuscule. It
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
really mean
I
that
mean,
much.
the older you get, like stuff doesn't bother you as much.
Totally. Totally. Well said. Well said, guys. Well, that concludes the advice portion of this podcast. Now, my personal favorite part of this podcast, the game section. The game section. I got 2 games planned for you guys.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
We have our go-to, the thing that probably all 10 subscribers have found us from this.
It's a big hit. Yeah.
It's a huge hit. Is Would You Rather? That's game number 1. And then the second game is a bracket challenge.
Okay.
So literally, I'm not going to tell you the topic
Don't
yet.
tell me anything
I'm
else.
not going to tell you the
Don't
topic
tell me
yet.
anything.
But first, we're going to do Would You Rather because that's our cash cow. That's our bread and butter. Okay. And now, this specific website, I'm not going to give this website away because I know, because it's such a big hit, so many people are going to steal the idea. But what it does is it takes the culmination of both answers and it gives you a percentage on which one people chose over the other.
Oh, interesting.
So 60% of people chose this over that. So we're actually going to know if we're with the majority or we're with the minority.
Okay.
And it's actually really interesting because a lot of the times you have different answers than the majority.
Okay.
Okay, so first question. Would you rather live happily in a kingdom in the sky or live happily in a kingdom in the ocean?
Like in the ocean. In the ocean.
yeah, we're talking Atlantis.
Atlantis. Like how deep under are we talking about? Like is it accessible to land?
Well, they say it's the last frontier, the ocean.
That doesn't help me. It doesn't answer my question. Okay. I'd have to go Atlantis. Just gut reaction.
Yeah, I'm going Atlantis. I mean, do you want to eat birds or fish?
Yeah, fish. I guess.
Well,
I
there
feel
you
like
go.
it'd
You're gonna live in Atlantis. Then.
Well, it would be much easier to like get to land from the ocean than the sky. Like you would just fall out of the sky.
Oh,
You
okay.
just swim
You're-
up.
I love how your brain just goes to logistics. I'm thinking about food over here.
Well, I feel like that would be covered either way. If I'm in a kingdom, then I feel like there's like
Yeah, do kingdoms have McDonald's? I'm up there thinking we're just in clouds and just hopefully a parrot flies by.
Well,
for
the ocean
lunch.
doesn't have McDonald's. You can make a filet-o fish though.
Dude, the ocean is packed with McDonald's. Yeah, filet of fish for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, what did America say?
Okay, so what are we saying? Ocean?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 30% said ocean, 70% kingdom in the sky.
Really?
Crazy. See what I say? That's what I'm telling you. Okay.
What's your answer?
I would have said sky.
Really? Can I ask why?
Because I feel like it's just like more chill up there. I feel like there's like less competition up there. Like the ocean, I feel like it's like, oh my god, I'm battling for survival.
What if you get hit by an airplane?
Yeah, but you're way up there. It's kingdom.
What if like it's like an international flight and they fly higher?
I think we'll be good.
Or if
Okay.
like SpaceX hits you?
Next question. Would you rather be a prodigy at a young age but burn out later, or achieve success late in life but last longer?
The second for me.
Okay, so you would rather achieve success later in life but like have a longer career, but it took you longer to get there.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a no-brainer. Matt.
We're all about longevity here, you know what I'm saying? I always feel bad too, especially in the music industry. There's so many people that they kind of die young, or they're like child actors and
Mhm.
they burn out super quick, and it's always some sad, horrible story. Because what do you do if you're,
Well, yeah.
if you're like Amanda Bynes and you're in your 30s and you just don't have a career anymore?
Well,
Your
it's
whole
also
childhood.
it's said that like your brain stops developing at the age you become famous. So like some people are just like 12 forever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think being a prodigy at a young age is a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say success later in life. But I feel like you can also enjoy the success more if you get it later in life.
Totally.
Like if you're a prodigy and all you know is just like success, and it's like,
Yeah, and just like going to school and
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, packed lunches.
Let's see what the people said. So we're saying later in life.
Yes.
Yeah, 83% later in life.
Okay, so I feel like that's like the
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer.
yeah, sure.
Oh, this is a great one. Here we go. Would you rather have a designated parking spot at the front of every parking lot, or never have to wait in line again?
Never wait in line.
Really?
I always have good parking luck. I always find parking. It may not be as close as I want, but I always find it.
Yeah, I probably never wait in line again. I feel like there's so like how much time do you lose in your life waiting in lines?
A good amount. I feel like I don't really go to any places that have like huge lines. I mean, like, you know, when we're with the cheat codes, we just get the lines, but it's like,
yeah, exactly.
you know.
But you know what I will say about this? I am not a park in the front type of person.
Is there a reason for that?
Honestly, I don't mind walking. Like I
don't either. I like a good
I
walk.
like not having to like really like fit into a tight spot. Like I would rather park on the other side of the parking lot and then walk and be like, oh cool, like I can just like pull into any spot. Are you the same way, Matt?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. And you know, I grew up in Missouri. There's a lot of parking out there. I'm pretty much moved to Vegas so that I could get more parking. Like let's be real.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, you guys proud of me?
I've never been prouder, actually.
So I don't know. Whenever we do these would you rather's, it's always, how do we just avoid it so we get both? How do I get both?
I feel like the first one was like the most decisiony. Like it feels like these last two have been like very decisive.
Okay,
But
well,
let's see what America
the people
says.
said. Here we go. The people said, yeah, 83% never wait in line again. Yeah, these kind of
You gotta
suck.
find some more controversial ones, dude.
Okay. Whoa. This is pretty crazy. Okay. Would you rather have whatever you say become real, or have whatever you think become real?
Say, because then I could be more selective. Because like you know me, I have ADHD. I just have a million thoughts running around all the time, and if that came to real life, it'd not be good. It'd be a lot of random shit going on.
There'd be a lot of octopuses.
There'd be a lot of octopi, a lot of squid, a lot of marine life just like around the apartment.
I think have whatever you think become real.
Well, let me tell you this. Whatever you say already does become real. It's manifestation.
Wow, that's some spiritual shit, bro. What about you, Matt?
Well, you know, what if we have a nightmare?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You ever think of that, Eric?
No, of course not. I didn't think of that.
Okay, let's see what the people said. So we're going with say.
Yeah, say.
people said. 75% say.
I get that.
Okay. This one is definitely going to be pretty split. This might be the question of the pod so far. Would you rather grow a pumpkin-sized nose when you lie or grow donkey ears when you're jealous?
I would rather grow donkey ears when I'm... Wait, no. I would rather grow the pumpkin nose.
Por qué?
Because I feel like I'm a pretty...
Somebody just do it.
I don't know. I'm a pretty honest guy. I don't actually lie that often. So I'm just thinking in terms of like practicality. Like sometimes I get jealous. I'm human. That's okay.
I'm going donkey ears because I want to be able to lie. I want to have the ability.
Well,
What if
that's
you're
pretty cold.
What if you're in danger and you need to lie?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm always thinking logistics, guys.
Damn, you're a survivalist.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just like a good guy.
I'm not trying to lie to my girl, but what if I need to lie to a cold-blooded killer?
I am not in cheat codes. I'm not who you're looking for.
Yeah. Are you Matt from Cheat Codes? As if
No,
you
I'm
are.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Kevy.
Who was the guy that put out that stupid song with Demi Lovato? Not me. Wasn't
Not me, dude. I'm Diplo, bro. I'm not who you're looking
Let's
for.
see what people say. So, wait, are we split on this one?
Yeah, we are split. I'm pumpkin nose.
Okay. So, we're going to say, okay. 39% would rather get the pumpkin nose. 61% would grow the donkey ears.
There you
So,
go, Matt.
Matt is in the majority.
W.
Matt is in the majority.
W, Matt.
Okay, cool. We'll do 2 more questions. Would you rather have it be always summer or always winter? Simple. Definitely always summer. Not even close for me. Not even freaking close.
It depends, like, where we are. LA winter for sure.
No way.
Because it's nice during the day, but cold at night. It's perfect. That's what I like.
Summer, baby. Give me that vitamin D.
Most people are going to say summer, though. Like, any other city, I would say summer.
Think about all the extra crops you can grow.
I mean, great for harvest, absolutely. But
Yeah.
better for for rainfall in the
Too
winter.
bad we're not in agriculture. All right, here we go. So we're saying always summer. Wow. 51% always summer, 49% always winter.
That is way more divisive than I thought it would be.
Told you.
Wow. You were right.
Would you rather strikes again?
Would you wait?
Last question. I don't like that question. That question's not good.
Can you skip it?
Yeah, I'm skipping it.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's go to the next one. The next one better be good. Wow. Here we go. It's going to divide the pod. Ready? Would you rather win $50,000 or let your best friend win $500,000? I'm letting my best friend win $500,000, being like, bro, throw me $100.
I would do the same. I would absolutely do the
I
same.
feel like that's a no-brainer. It's like,
Yeah, I feel like that's a no-brainer. Absolutely.
yeah.
Like, I would want my friend to have $500,000.
Yeah, I agree. You know, we're trying to figure out ways to get both. Give me both. I want to help my friend and get rich. He owes me. Even if it comes down 10 years later, I'm going to remind him every day.
That down payment on the house,
Yeah.
because of me.
You owe me, baby.
You owe me, baby. I get naming rights of your first kid. Let's go.
Wow. Naming rights is crazy. All right, here we go. So we're saying let your best friend win? Yeah, 63%.
It's not as high as I would like it to be.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been higher. Okay, cool. Well, guys, that concludes the Would You Rather portion of this podcast. We're now moving on to our next game. Now, you guys are going to have to work together on this
Okay.
because, you know, it's a bracket challenge. So I can only select one answer.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. The bracket challenge is Disney and Pixar movies. So you got to pick the better Disney Pixar movie. Okay? You guys understand the game?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you 2 options. You're going to pick the better one. And it's brackets. So it'll eventually progress. First matchup. Lion King versus Tarzan. Who you got?
Oh, you're just starting off strong. I'm going Lion King. They both have a really, like, they have like a deep connection for both movies for me, but I would have to say Lion King.
If it was just based off of music, I would say Tarzan.
Yes,
but Lion
absolutely.
King has the stronger IP.
For sure. But like both soundtracks are really competitive though.
Yeah, I mean, Lion King's got some bangers too. We can't forget about that.
Like Circle of Life. A Weem.
Weembawa.
That's not in Lion King.
In the hit single, A Weembawa. A Weembawa, A Weembawa. The mighty
Well, that's not- is that a Lion King original
giant
song?
sleeps
No.
tonight. It was used in the Lion King.
Right, but
popularized in the Lion King.
Oh, but it wasn't like written for the movie.
It might have been. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I don't know either.
It was used there, but it wasn't written for the movie.
Okay, so we're saying Lion King.
I'm gonna go Lion King, just off of like movie alone.
Lion King.
Approved. Cool. Lion King wins. Next one. The Princess and the Frog or Lilo and Stitch.
I haven't seen Princess and the Frog,
Oh, it's a classic.
so by default I have to go to Lilo and Stitch.
We're going Lilo and Stitch, baby.
Ohana means family. Ohana means family.
It's a good Stitch, dude.
And family never gets left behind.
Oh, the laugh. You know they're doing a live action now.
Yeah, I know. It's apparently it's pretty good. Okay, so we got cool. Lion King and Lilo and Stitch. Next one. This one's kind of girly, but fuck it. Tangled and Big Hero.
I haven't seen either, to be honest with you.
Really, Big Hero's pretty fire. I like Big Hero.
Tangled. Tangled has some legs. It does. It's more of like memorable.
It's the Rapunzel.
Yeah. There's more little girls that like Tangled. Big Hero, it's cool, but it's forgettable. It's way more forgettable.
I like the Big Hero 6 sequel, Big Hero 7.
Okay, so we're going Tangled, I guess, because Sam's never seen it.
But yeah, I have to stay out of that one.
You
yeah.
got to pick one.
I'm gonna go Tangled just to show solidarity with Matt.
Okay, cool. Next one. This is a tough one. Okay. You should pick one of these. Moana and Frozen.
I have a very decisive opinion about this actually.
Okay, go.
Moana.
That's crazy.
Moana.
That's crazy.
No, I don't think it's that crazy, honestly. I really don't.
Numbers don't lie. We're going Frozen.
Yeah.
That's it's fair. It's
Yeah,
fair.
No, I think Frozen's got to. So this is how it's gonna work. You're gonna vote and you're gonna vote, and if it's you guys are split, then I'm the deciding vote. It's got to be Frozen. Got to be Frozen.
This is just off my personal preference though.
Yeah, I mean, but Let It Go, bro.
See the light in the night, and the night it calls me.
Yeah, it's a banger too, but Let It Go is.
Let It
it's
Go
too
is
big.
undeniable. I agree.
It's all too big.
But does Frozen have The Rock?
yeah, but does Frozen have Elsa?
Yes.
And what's
I
the?
think you meant, does
what's
Moana have Elsa?
Sven? Does Frozen is Sven, bro?
But they have a rooster in Moana.
No, I'm going Frozen. Frozen wins.
Should we do
So
something?
far from that bracket, we have Lion King, Lilo and Stitch, Tangled, and Frozen, which means that the second round of that bracket is Lion King and Lilo and Stitch. What do you got?
I gotta go Lion King. Should we let him out?
Going Lion King.
Lion King wins. Okay, cool. Next one. You have Tangled and Frozen. I feel like this is kind of a no-brainer.
I guess Frozen.
We convinced him.
You guys
We
won me over.
Persuaded him. It's Frozen.
You guys won me over for sure.
Now this is the big one. Okay? To be the what is this? This would be the I guess division Creature's going crazy. The divisional champ. We have Lion King and Frozen. This is a hard one.
This is a tough one. I got so much respect for Frozen. The music, the impact, just like the cultural stronghold it has on people. But I gotta say Lion King.
Yeah, dude, cut the shit. It's Lion King.
I mean, okay. The tribe has spoken.
Well, is that your choice?
No, I can't decide. I'm only the deciding vote.
Well, what would you decide if you had a vote?
I don't know. I'd have to really think about it.
Take your time. We got nowhere to be. Embrace the discomfort.
Probably Lion King.
Okay.
Yeah, Lion King. Okay, so Lion King wins that part of the bracket. Now moving on to the next part of the bracket. We have Aladdin and Hercules. That's a tough one.
I'm gonna say Aladdin. I was thinking about Hercules though. I was thinking about it.
It's Aladdin. It's just more well-rounded. Hercules has great music.
Mhm.
Aladdin has great everything. The love story is better. Who wants to be with Megara? Come on.
I mean, Whole New World is like maybe top 5 Disney songs ever. Yeah.
But like Megara is kind of trashy.
Which one was Megara? Was that like the female lead?
That's the the
Can't
love,
Say I'm in Love Girl.
the love interest of Hercules.
I like that song though.
Princess Jasmine though.
Princess Jasmine. Everyone get up for Princess Jasmine in the chat. All right. So now we got the next one. We have, hold on, my laptop blocked. We have The Little Mermaid and Pocahontas. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Little Mermaid, yeah.
Yeah.
Mermaid.
Mermaid.
Well spoken, Matt. Well spoken. Okay, this next one, this one's also pretty easy. Mulan and Zootopia.
I actually think that one is harder than.
Really?
I like Zootopia a lot.
Well, Zootopia is more Gen Z.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But there's no music in Zootopia. It's not a musical.
Yeah, Mulan's a classic.
I think I have to go with Mulan.
Yeah, let's go Mulan. What is it? Think Like a Man, or what is the song?
Yeah, classic.
Reflection.
How's that one go?
Where will my reflection
Yeah.
show
That one's a banger.
who I am inside? They got Christina Aguilera on the soundtrack.
And I'll make a man out of you.
Mulan gets the dub. Here we go. That's a good one. Beauty and the Beast or Nightmare Before Christmas?
Beauty and the Beast for me. That was like one of my favorite
Yeah,
movies.
Beauty and the Beast is a classic.
Beauty and the Beast, baby. Let's go.
Although Nightmare on Elm Street is a worthy challenger.
Nightmare Before
Oh
Christmas.
no, yeah.
Very
Before
different.
Christmas.
Yeah, isn't that what's his name? Freddy
Freddy
Krueger.
Krueger.
Yeah, you're crazy.
A movie I have never seen nor will see.
Yeah, it's too creepy. Okay, cool. Next round of that, we have Aladdin and Little Mermaid. What you got?
Aladdin.
Yeah, I feel like it's a no-brainer, Matt.
Aladdin, baby. Let's go.
That's just Matt's go-to. Aladdin, baby. Let's go.
Aladdin, baby.
Cool. Mulan and Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast for me.
Ooh, that's actually kind of close.
It is. But
Wait, it's
Beauty and the Beast.
Mulan versus Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
No, I think it's Beauty and the Beast. Gaston, he eats 2 dozen eggs in the morning.
Wait, what's the big song in Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty
As old as
and the Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So
Also,
now
Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest. That's
Be Our Guest.
That's the
Classic.
one that the candle sings.
The talking candle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
I
one.
forget his name though.
Okay, so
It's
now
like Flamey or something.
Flamey. Now that puts us to the final of this side of the bracket. You have Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. What you got?
I have to say Aladdin. Aladdin, just like from a cultural standpoint. Aladdin.
Yeah, I agree. I think Aladdin has the underdog story that we all love. It's the Rocky of animated Disney movies. He's an underdog. He becomes on top. He gets it ripped from him again. And then he has to have the character development to be a man and own up to his mistakes to win the girl again.
It's actually pretty good insight. Yeah.
Yeah. Beauty and the Beast, it's... Beauty and the Beast is essentially 50 Shades of Grey for like little girls.
That's a crazy take.
Yeah, man.
Couch Commanders is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, man. So we got Aladdin. So in that side of the bracket, we have The Lion King and we have Aladdin.
Okay.
Okay,
And
cool.
we have to decide right now?
No, we have a whole other side of the bracket.
Okay.
Okay. We'll try to move it along faster. We have Up and Brave. Feel like that is not even close.
Up. If it's up, then it's stuck.
We're going, if it's up, then it's up, then it's up.
Mm-hmm. I fucking cried my eyes out when I saw
Okay,
it for
wow.
the first time.
This is actually crazy. Toy Story 1 or Toy Story 2?
What happens in 2 again?
Can't remember. That's probably a problem. Toy
Yeah.
Story 1 probably.
What? Wait.
I think Toy Story 2 is Jane and the Prospector and Bullseye.
I have to go 1. I don't really remember 2. Because 1 was like the original thing. That was the first Pixar movie ever. No, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Was it?
I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is. But Toy Story 2 is...
You heard it here first. Toy Story was the first Pixar movie. Print.
When I was under, everything was beautiful. Na, 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 Remember that?
No, what is that?
It's a song from Toy Story 2.
I see. That's the thing. Like I remember You Got a Friend in Me, but I don't remember the Toy Story 2 song.
Are we going Toy Story 1 or Toy Story 2?
1.
Matt?
I'm going 2.
Oh, you got to be the deciding vote.
I'm going 1.
My.
It's always the first one that's always the best one of all these. Of almost every single sequel. It's very rare that the second one's better than the first.
I like 3 and 4 a lot though.
Well, you might have to decide.
Oh, I just.
Okay, so we got Up and Toy Story. That's gonna be a fucking epic battle. Okay, Coco and Cars.
Oh, that's tough, dude.
This one is fucking
That
hard.
is really difficult. Coco has like something on me. Like Coco makes me like feel things. But Cars is just a good hang.
Yeah, Cars is good.
Like Cars isn't very thinky.
I think. Okay, I can't decide. I'm not allowed to.
Well, you can give your opinion.
Well, I think Cars. I think Coco pulls more on the emotional
Right,
heartstrings.
right.
But Cars, to me,
Cars is like a good hang.
it's a better.
It's a vibe.
There's more characters in Cars.
Well, Cars is like a vibe. Like Cars isn't gonna upset me.
I like the characters in Cars.
Yeah,
Whereas,
Lightning
like,
McQueen's a chill dude.
Yeah, you know, and then you got Mater.
Of course.
You know, like it's
Ramon.
Like, yeah,
Sally.
there's so many good characters in that movie. So that's my thought. Matt.
Chick Hicks.
I'm going Cars. I think it's more memorable than Coco. I think I saw Coco once. I have no idea what it's about.
Remember me.
We don't talk about Georgia.
We don't.
That's Encanto, dude.
That's in Encanto.
I don't even know if I've seen Coco.
Okay.
What the hell's Coco?
Coco is
What the hell is Coco? What's a Coco?
Coco. It's like, you know, he goes into like the underworld and sees all the spirits and like his dead relatives.
It's like a Mexican.
It's beautiful. It's a
like
beautiful
it's like
movie.
a Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Thing.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's incredible. No, it's amazing.
Coco
okay.
deserves its flowers.
What are the votes?
I say Coco. Cars. Oh wait, no. I changed it. Sorry, I meant to say Cars.
Okay, so 2 for Cars.
Yes.
Thank God. I didn't want to have to. I didn't want to do the deciding vote for that one. That would have been too much pressure. I don't think I could have dealt with it.
It is Cars for me.
Cars wins. Toy Story 3 or The Good Dinosaur.
Toy Story 3.
I've never even seen The
Good Dinosaur kind of like missed
Good
me.
Dinosaur? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay. Okay, Toy Story 3, so that's kind of a no-brainer. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Same part of that bracket. We have Up in Toy Story. That is freaking hard.
I have to go Up, just personally.
Toy Story.
Dang, I'm the deciding vote. I'm going Toy Story.
I feel like that's honestly the right choice. Like
Yeah.
Toy Story deserves to win.
Toy Story could go all the way. They could go all the distance if. I mean, they could have an easy road here. You'll see. Okay, so we got Cars and Toy Story 3. I mean, you can't have Toy Story 1 and 3.
I mean, you can.
I mean, you can. I mean, technically, you can. Yeah. But
Well,
if you-
it's like the same thing. Like Toy Story 3 ends really sad. Like it's a very emotional ending.
Yeah.
And Cars is just a good hang
where
the
you going?
entire time. So I it's really tough. I feel like objectively the better movie is obviously Toy Story 3. But if you ask me right now, would you want to watch Toy Story 3 or Cars? I would say Cars.
So your vote is Cars.
My vote is Cars.
My vote is Toy Story 3.
Perfectly understandable.
God dang it. So now I'm deciding. I'm going Cars.
though. Okay. Can I ask why?
I'm going Cars because I don't want to, because we already have Toy Story 1. So, but also I just think that Cars is, I don't know, like I feel like if you were to look at like Cars, like Lightning McQueen is like literally like some kid's bed frame right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like that, there's like a lot of cultural impact in Cars, whereas like I feel like there wasn't as much of that. There was for Toy Story, but not Toy Story 3 specifically. So I'm gonna go Cars.
I think that's legit.
So that leads us to the next one, which would be the winner of this side of the bracket, is Toy Story and Cars.
Oh, you got to go Toy Story.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what? Cars had a good run. Cars exceeded everyone's expectations. It's in like a feel-good season. It got to the championship. No one expected it to. But, you know, the Cinderella story is over. It's Cars. I mean, fuck. Toy Story.
So it's between Toy Story and what?
Cars.
Yeah, Toy Story. Come on. No brainer.
Okay, So we got Toy Story winning that one. So right now we have, and we're almost at the last. We're in the last. Now this next part of the bracket is going to be crazy hard, but we have Aladdin, Lion King, and Toy Story are 3 of the final 4.
Okay.
So the final part of this bracket.
This is in the West.
This is the West.
This is the West,
the
okay.
Western Conference. This whole one is going to be very, very difficult. Ratatouille and Bug's Life.
Oh, Ratatouille. Anyone can cook.
Dude, what? A Bug's Life. Come on. The storyline in A Bug's Life?
I'm a Ratatouille guy.
The power of many.
The power of
overpowering
food?
the power of a few strong grasshoppers if you come together and work as a team.
The power of food?
What's the lesson in Ratatouille? Rats can cook?
Yeah. I think it's a pretty good lesson.
That's a horrible lesson.
Rats can cook.
Your kitchen should have rats.
Let that rat cook, bro.
This one's really hard.
So you're the tiebreaker here.
I am the tiebreaker.
All right, Eric.
I feel like I can't eliminate Ratatouille, bro.
That's right. That's my.
But
I knew you were my boy.
You know what's crazy? I'm a huge Bug's Life fan.
I knew you were my boy.
Like I'm a. This was hard. But I can't eliminate Ratatouille. They can't be a first round exit. There's no way.
They're too talented to be a first round exit.
They're too talented. Yeah, there's no way. I can't let Ratatouille go. So because then I'm gonna go Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Finding Nemo or Inside Out?
Oh, this is the toughest one for me. I think this is
one
the hardest
really
one.
tough. Did you see the new one?
I have not seen Inside Out 2
Oh
yet.
my god, I watched it on the plane. It was incredible.
I have to watch it. It's on Disney Plus now. I have to say Inside Out. That's a really, really hard one though.
Matt.
Like it breaks my heart to cut out Finding Nemo.
Okay, so it's between Inside Out and Finding Nemo? Dude, what? Finding Nemo, come on.
That's a fair.
I'm
You
gonna
go with the classics.
I'm going Finding Nemo.
You guys go with the classics. I feel like some
Yeah.
of my answers have been kind of new, like newer Pixar.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Finding Nemo. I just feel like the storyline of Finding. I mean, but Inside Out is a genius idea.
Like
it's
that
very
one creative.
creative.
Yeah.
I think it's too young though. I think it's Finding Nemo's been around for too long. You know, I think experience wins championships in this
Experience does. Yeah, I guess so.
case. I also realized that I messed up.
Why?
The one in the bracket above says Cars 2, but I couldn't read it.
Oh, I mean, get Cars 2 out of here.
So now it's Monsters and we'll do Cars 2.
Monsters Inc. and Cars 2.
Monsters Inc. and Cars 2.
Monsters Inc.
That's a
easy.
Monsters Inc., baby.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Okay, here we go. This one, this was pretty easy. The Incredibles and WALL-E.
I have not seen WALL-E in a long time. I feel like WALL-E, watching it now versus as a kid, would be a completely different viewing experience.
Probably.
Because there's so many like big picture things in WALL-E that like just went over my head when I saw it in theaters in 2009 when that came out.
Yeah, even before that. Incredibles or WALL-E?
Incredibles.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, Incredibles, and I will say WALL-E shouldn't even be a kids movie. Like, let's be real.
That's a fair take.
It's the most mature, I think, out of all their Disney movies.
Like I was not expecting all those like fat people in the little pods because they never put that in the trailer at any point. I was
Interesting.
like, what is this?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So now we've got Ratatouille and Finding Nemo.
God.
I think I know where I would go here.
Matt, you answer first.
I'm going Finding Nemo. I just think that just keep swimming. The turtle character. There's more characters.
Crush, yeah.
The Ratatouille there's 2 characters that you care about. The other ones, the rest of them you don't. You don't really care about the food critic. You don't really care about the evil chef.
No.
I don't know. There's just not as much going on.
Dory. This is a good point.
42-7 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Yeah, there are so many good side characters in Finding Nemo. I agree. Finding Nemo.
Dude, the turtle, bro. What's his name again?
Crush.
Crush, yeah, dude.
And his son,
great.
Squirt.
Squirt.
Son, Crush and Squirt.
Yeah, it's amazing. So Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo, cool. Monsters, Inc. and The Incredibles. That might be one of the hardest ones yet.
For me, it's The Incredibles. Like, pretty decisively, I would say.
No, I don't know. That's close, Matt.
I'm going Monsters Inc.
Yeah, bro, this is tough. You've got, let's talk this out. You got Mike Wazowski. You got Boo. You got
Well, Boo's so annoying. Boo just cries.
what's the name of the monster? The blue monster again?
Sully.
Sully. And then you got The Incredibles.
Dash. Mr. Incredible. Mrs. Incredible.
But you know here
But Jack.
I'm going Monsters Inc.
That's so disappointing.
The reason why I'm going Monsters Inc. is because there's been Monsters Inc. University. There's been a lot of Monsters
There's
Inc.
been Incredibles
spin-offs.
2.
No, I think there was only one movie. Oh, there's two?
Yeah.
Oh,
And the second one was great, too.
I haven't seen the second one. The third one's coming out soon.
Yeah. There's no third Monsters, Inc.
No, I think there is. I think there's a lot. They had a whole show.
Really?
Yeah, they had a show.
There's like no research in this podcast.
yeah, we're all just going off of like our gut. I'm going Monsters Inc. So with that being said, we have Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc.
Well, Nemo for me.
Matt.
Finding Nemo.
So that leaves us with the final four.
Okay.
We have The Lion King, Aladdin, Toy Story, and Finding Nemo.
So I have to pick from the 4?
Nope. So the first matchup will be Toy Story and Finding Nemo.
Oh.
It's tough.
That is tough. Finding Nemo versus Toy Story.
Yep.
I have to go Nemo.
Yeah, I think that's pretty crazy. But
I gotta go Toy Story.
wow, so I'm the deciding vote. I'm going Toy Story.
The generational divide is so
nah,
palpable.
bro. Because listen, man, Buzz Lightyear, bro. Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
What about him?
Bro, they've had movies about Buzz Lightyear. Just Buzz
They had a
Lightyear.
movie about Dory.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I came prepared.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Toy Story to me just feels more generational. They kind of came at the same time. I don't know.
That was like before. Toy Story was before I was born. I think that was in the early '90s, and then Finding Nemo was like in the mid 2000s. I want to say.
Toy Story at the time. I feel like was pushing the technical boundaries too. That was one of the,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Animation. That was like. I'm gonna go Toy Story.
And just in terms of like impact or your personal preference, or are we weighing both into consideration?
We're weighing both, but I think Toy Story is had more success than Finding Nemo.
Well, for sure. But
I mean, they went on to have 4 movies. How many Finding Nemos were there?
2, and a really cool ride at Disney World.
It was a really sick ass ride.
Yeah, they have like a guy behind the screen who like talks as Crush. Have you seen TikToks of those?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. That's really cool.
It's so cool.
It's really cool.
There are no Woodies talking
Yeah,
to.
but there's Buzz Lightyears though.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear is kind of annoying. To be honest, it's like,
To
dude,
infinity and beyond.
just like chill out, dude.
All right. Lion King or Aladdin?
Lion King.
Aladdin.
Wow. I've been the deciding vote every single time. I'm gonna go Lion King.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go Lion King.
This makes up for the Monsters Inc. debate.
I gave Matt Toy Story. I'm giving you Lion King. So that puts us in the finale. Toy Story and Lion King.
This is a pretty intense final. Like, this is like the matchup I think everybody wanted.
Yeah, I feel like it's 2 juggernauts.
2 juggernauts going head to head for a winner take all. I think this is a great showdown.
Who you got?
We have to go Lion King.
I have to go Lion King as well.
Yeah, I think that's the winner. Congrats to Lion King. You are
Congrats
the
to
winner.
Lion King.
Good job, Lion King.
I did too. I thought it was cool.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Was it? Did
Yeah.
you enjoy it, Matt?
Yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be boring.
And it wasn't.
And it wasn't. Well, that concludes the games.
Sponsored by Disney Plus.
Sponsored by Pixar and Disney Plus. We're now going to move over to the next section of this podcast where Matt is going to talk about some current events. He has some articles planned for us, things that we know nothing about. Matt, what do you got for today? You have some, you got some controversial topics, some heaters.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Here we go, guys. I have a lot of random stuff we could talk about. So we'll see. I'll just read some stuff and then I can just pull it to you guys. But I did want to touch on this real quick because I thought it was kind of interesting. You know, the whole Jake Paul fight just happened. I don't know if you guys watched any of it.
I did.
I have it pulled up right here. But yeah, now Netflix is getting hit with $50 million class action lawsuit over the fight. They
Over
had
the glitches.
they had record viewership. I know they had over 100 million people watching.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're getting sued because they had millions of people that weren't able to tune into the fight, which is interesting.
What is the suit though? I don't. How is that?
Yeah, no, are you just picking a random number to like sue over?
Well, I don't know how you sue off of that.
Where do you get 50 million from?
I think you get the lawsuit comes from, normally fights are, let's say, they're pay-per-view, and also people are gambling on it. So when you do the subscription service, you're paying for the service, and then you're not able to watch the fight live. And some could say that wasn't as reliable as cable or pay-per-view. So,
But who is the class action? Like, who's suing?
yeah,
I don't understand.
This is New York Times. It says a Florida man has filed a class action lawsuit against.
Oh, it's one guy.
Of course, it's a Florida man.
Well, so it's just one dude.
But it's class action.
So there's many people. Yeah.
He started it, right? Of course, it's a guy from Florida against Netflix over the poor streaming quality.
Wait, look at his name, Ronald Blue.
It was
me.
It was you
me.
the whole time, wasn't it?
Netflix, if you're watching this, pay up. Netflix is definitely watching this. They're one of your 10 subscribers.
But I did want to go to you guys because there's this lawsuit that's happening. This was recent, and then there's also some people are saying that Jake Paul could face more lawsuits. Oh, that was wrong. More lawsuits because after the fight, he essentially said that he was pulling punches because Mike Tyson looked tired and he looked like maybe he was injured and he didn't want to knock him out or hurt him more than he had. But when it comes to fights and people gambling on these fights, admitting to pulling punches.
So he said
at the end of the fight, he admitted that he was pulling punches because he thought Mike looked tired.
So pulling punches meaning restraint, like not hitting him.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean that was apparent. He didn't even need to say that.
Right. So I'll go to you guys. Do you think the fight was fake? Do you think these charges could actually amount to something? What do you guys think?
I definitely don't think the fight was fake. It was like a real thing. Like I don't think the plan was ever to knock out Mike Tyson because clearly Jake was in better shape and easily could have. And like Mike looked old. Like his legs gave out like after the second round. And they probably had some like closed door meeting with like Jake and his inner circle. It's like, hey man, you can't knock out Mike Tyson. Like you're gonna be an asshole. Everyone's gonna hate you even more.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like Mike was clearly like he wasn't the better fighter,
No, he's 58 years old. That's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's 58, but I don't know. I think that it was pretty clear that Jake was pulling punches. It was pretty clear that Jake was trying to not knock him out. Like he was trying to, like there was some points in the fight I was like, oh my God, like Mike didn't even have his hands up at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Like he could have 100%. Like, and Jake still had so much left in the tank. I saw this one video where Mike was like after a round, like breathing super heavy. Like,
Yeah.
It was hard to watch. But I mean, I think it's pretty amazing that Mike Tyson got in the ring with a guy that's in his prime physical,
Yeah.
shape. But I definitely think legally though, like to your point about pun intended, could that punch land? I don't think so. I mean,
what is the legal implications? They're saying is it like a fixed World Series all over again?
They're saying because if you're betting on a Mike Tyson KO,
Who's betting on a Mike Tyson KO?
If you're betting on a Jake Paul, if you're betting on a Jake Paul KO, him pulling punches is pretty much him saying.
Oh, so it's like a
he threw the fight.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so it's not even just about throwing the fight. It's also about maybe you could be betting on what round is the fight going to end. Yeah. Maybe the fight ends early. So I have the article pulled up. Here is his quote. There was a point where I was like, okay, he's not really engaging back. And so I don't know if he's tired or hurt or whatever, but I could just tell that his age was showing a little bit. And I just have so much respect for him. That whole violence war thing between us kind of went away as the rounds went on, according to the New York Post. Sports attorney Dan Lust told the New York Post that Paul's admission could result in legal consequences in a professional bout. Both are expected to fight with the
You
intent.
skipped over pugilists.
I skipped over that word. I have no idea what it is.
Fighters.
They're expected to fight with the intent to win at all costs, even if it means inflicting significant damage on their opponent. Pulling punches could directly affect the viewer's expectation. So, yeah.
I think anyone who's expecting anything other than Jake Paul winning. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
tell you.
I feel like that was kind of a no-brainer that he was going to take the fight.
But that is an interesting subplot. Let's see how it plays out.
I don't think they'll win. I mean, I'm
probably
sure
won't
Jake has a team
go
of
to him.
lawyers, and he didn't say you know what I mean? He didn't say like, oh, I threw the, like, he kind of said it in a way that was like, listen, I respect Mike.
But is that illegal? Or is that just like, I don't know if that's illegal.
No, I don't think it's illegal. Maybe he faces implications, and maybe that implies that.
Is it illegal for just like being a good dude?
Yeah, but I don't think you can win off of something that's being implied. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the fight. As for the Florida man that sued, I'm sure there's something written in the Netflix contract that
I wouldn't want to take on Netflix in a lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean the lawyers that Netflix has versus the lawyers that this guy has, probably nothing. It's like,
I don't know, man.
but I think that a lot of this stuff just makes a good story. It's like stuff for them to write about, like. I don't think there's really a story there. They're just making something out of nothing.
Yeah, the media, man. They're just making something out of nothing.
Man, the media.
Media, am I right?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it said 60 million Americans were hyped to see Iron Mike Tyson. The YouTuber Jake Paul, what they saw was the baddest streaming on planet, the lawsuit claims.
It just is baddest streaming on planet.
Yeah. It was alleged that many viewers missed portions of the fight due to the interruptions. Netflix customers experienced massive streaming issues and should have known better because it's happened before. They were ill prepared. They had 100,000 people complaining online that the lawsuit claimed that boxing fans, along with the average Americans wanting to see a legend and what would most likely be his last fight, were faced with legendary problems, including no access, streaming glitches, buffering issues.
Legendary problems.
According to the website Down Detector, nearly 85,000 viewers logged problems with outages or streaming leading up to the fight. So, I mean, that's the facts, guys.
85,000 out of what, 100 million? It's pretty good.
It's good numbers.
Yeah. I mean, what's like 8.5%,
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's good numbers. No, lower than that.
Oh.
0.85%.
Wait, really? Yeah. 100 million. Yeah, you're right. You're so right.
0.085%.
I was so off, dude.
Yeah.
This is why I do music.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Next topic.
Big Jake Paul guys here.
All right, guys, I got my next story pulled up. We're musicians here, so why not talk a little bit of music? This was, I think, a few weeks ago when this article was written. Independent music market share hits 46.7% based on ownership. The independent music is growing. It now nears 50% when measured on an ownership basis, according to an extensive new study. So, let's see. It says revenue data totaling $10 billion of recorded music revenue. When combined with major label financials data collected from artist distribution, this means the total recorded music market data set has 93% of all global revenues accounted for at company level. So I guess they're just saying that number is pretty accurate based off all the data they're collecting. Yeah. So what do you guys think of almost half of the music being independent? Do you think that's a good sign? Do you think it's a bad sign? We've talked before on this podcast about the music industry layoffs the past couple years.
Is this just like all the music that exists? Is that what it's saying?
It's just saying that 46% of all the music that is being released and that is owned is independent. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with distribution. So even though if you're through a distributor, because you own the music, I think anytime you own the music and you own the masters, it's considered independent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because there's just so many like distributors. Anybody can put out a song.
right.
Like easy. That's what I thought it meant. I guess that makes sense.
So it's saying it's not hit records. It's just all music.
It's just all of the music like that exists.
Yeah, I mean, music is so easily released. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's no barrier to entry anymore.
we could literally make a song right now, and it could be out by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy when you really think about it. You know, I think that the music industry itself is moving towards independence. I mean, music is easier than ever to be made. It's
Yep.
such an easy process to create music.
Right.
You know,
It's so accessible. That's what it is.
yeah.
There's
and
no barrier to entry.
I think the biggest thing is like the technology. Like, it's like we could literally just think that back in the days you needed a professional studio, you needed all these things, you needed to know how to
Yeah,
use the
of course.
equipment, you needed to know how to use an SSL board and Pro Tools and all these things.
Even like way before Pro Tools.
Yeah, even before then, you need an SSL board and all this stuff. Now we can literally, sitting exactly where we sit with my laptop, there's a microphone built into my laptop. I have Ableton on my computer. We could make a beat right here. We have Splice. We could literally make a beat, record it, mix it, master it, sitting exactly where we sit as we're talking right now.
I have the Ableton app on my phone.
Crazy.
Yeah, we do that there.
So it's I don't know, I just feel like music has become so accessible. So because of that, yes, of course, and then that number is going to continue to climb because it's going to become even more accessible with technology and all these other.
Of course.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting because we were just talking about The Incredibles, but they actually quoted the movie at the end of this paragraph, which is kind of funny. It says non-major labels are firmly streaming first, which makes sense, accounting for the majority of their income.
Right.
And Spotify being more than half of it. Streaming has its challenges. 87% of non-major labels feel it's becoming more difficult to get artists to cut through. 78% find it difficult to retain fan interest.
Of course. That's the name of the game with anybody.
Non-major labels are spending 1.5 billion on marketing in 2023. Wow. That's pretty wild. But then here we go with The Incredibles. It's saying the sad reality is that marketing alone is not enough. In fact, if everyone is doing it, then it simply exacerbates the problem. To quote Syndrome from The Incredibles, when everyone's super, no one will be.
Wow.
So
That's funny to see what I did there. No, I think that that's a great point actually, because now it's like it's normal now. Kids are literally making kids are literally creating hits. What's his name? David D4VD.
Mm-hmm.
He literally recorded a hit record. The song has 1 billion streams in his mom's closet on his iPhone headphones on BandLab.
That's tight. I didn't know that story.
Yeah. He found a type beat on YouTube and recorded it literally in his mom's in his closet.
That's so cool.
Crazy.
Yeah,
So
man,
it's
it's
like,
awesome.
I mean, he's obviously a talented kid, and obviously like not taking anything away from him. He's crazy talented. But to even think that that's even a concept of something that can exist
Right.
is crazy.
But also, like, the song is amazing. Like, they're talking about spending all this money on marketing, and it's hard to cut through. Like, of course, like, most of the music isn't as good as David.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, 100%.
Doesn't even scratch the surface of how good it is.
100%. And that's why I think now you need to truly be exceptional.
Yeah, that's the only way to cut through is to be exceptional.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of all it's always been, though.
Yeah, it's just the mediums are different,
But
right?
but I think here's the thing. Back in the day, the labels would choose.
Right.
The labels would look around. That's what an A&R's job would be. The labels would be like, you are talented.
You're
you
a
are gifted.
star.
I'm going to open up the world to you.
Yes.
Now, the people decide
Yeah, it's flipped.
who's exceptional.
Right, but you still have to be exceptional. But, like, who decides is changed completely.
But you know who actually really decides? The computer. The algorithm decides.
I mean, if it, you know, I don't know. I feel like you have to be exceptional, and then you are seen, you are shown more because you are exceptional, and people engage with you, and then it'll open you up to new people.
Yeah, but you're in the favor of the algorithm. But there are some people that are truly exceptional that don't know how to play the algorithm.
Well, I mean, that's playing the algorithm, you know? It's not the algorithm, that's playing the algorithm.
But my point is, there's a lot of artists that maybe an A&R would discover that would be like, oh my God, you are incredible. But if you don't know how to market yourself, you don't know how to get people's attention, you don't know how to create something that's going to get likes and shares and follows, then you are seen as not exceptional,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of crazy, even though you are.
I mean, there's ways to do it. You know, you just got to figure it out. You got to figure out how to convey your message and your art in a way that is going to incur engagement.
But see, now is that a musician or is that a content creator?
The two kind of have to go hand in hand, at least in the ground up, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're playing in the 80s, when the A&R decided who became a star, it's just like, I have to figure out how to create something that is going to engage with people. And like, it's like the look, it's like how you play, it's like the band, it's how you package yourself, it's all of that.
Yeah. It's just a different game now.
It's
a different game.
completely different, but the core message, I think,
Matt,
is
what
the
are
same.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a podcast right now because we got to think of new ways to engage the audience. That's kind of something that the
On our computers, in our living room.
But something the article was saying is it's not just about getting the songs big. It's also just the fan engagement after, even if you have a song that's big. You know, we've seen that so many times with the TikTok era of hit songs where they have a big song and then they don't turn into stars, even though the song has like 1 billion streams.
It's really difficult. Like the flash in the pan stuff and like the TikTok overnight sensations. It's really difficult to sustain. And it's like a difficult position. I'm yapping. It's a difficult position for artists in that spot because it's just like, okay, I got you guys like the billion streamer and the big hit, but now nobody cares about me because I blew up too fast and I can't do it again. So like the music that I want to release, you guys are putting on hold because like there are no pre-saves or whatever and people don't want to engage with me. So it's a difficult spot to be in. You almost want to kind of build slowly, but you know, and I think it's kind of moved the other way now, but like, you know, even like last year or the last 2 years, it was like become as famous as possible or become as famous as possible as quickly as possible.
Yeah, because like, what do you do when the algorithm makes your song a hit, and then you put out more music?
Nobody cares.
You can't make the algorithm do it again.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
yeah. I mean, it's really difficult for lightning to strike twice, and it's happened before, but it's so rare.
And I think that's why you need to have something that's like, when you do get the attention, you got to be someone or something that makes people want to stay.
You got to be ready to go. If you have like a hit, you got to have another one in the chamber.
I don't know. I think, yes, I agree with that for sure. But I also think people need to buy into you when they see you.
Mm-hmm.
People need to be like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know, who's someone who's had a hit in the last, that like blew up virally, like recently, and has like done a decent job retaining.
That's hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. Like, who?
Retaining is hard, and I think it's because it's such a new thing. It's hard to even know who is still around or
Benson,
still has legend.
Sabrina? I don't know.
Well, Sabrina was famous long before, but
Yeah.
Benson's a good example.
Yeah, but Benson had a huge hit. His first song was on Today's Top Hits.
Yeah, but you know that's
So
still
he's
a good
little.
example.
He's a little like, he's been in the game for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think Benson's a good example. He like, you know, but like Ghost Town came out, and then he's like, "Here's Beautiful Things." Like he was ready.
Yeah, well, Ghost Town was 4 years ago.
Okay, well, Beautiful Things was a year ago.
Yeah,
You know, it took some time, but he had the song. He was ready.
yeah.
He followed it up,
He had multiple songs.
even though it took a while. You got to.
But I think like it's also like you get the song and then it's like people want to become fans. People want to.
But he's a really strong brand now.
Yeah, but when you get the attention, it's like, okay, cool. I got all this attention, right? You're getting that viral moment. It's flooding to you, right?
Mhm.
And let's say if you have a lot of back catalog, there's stuff that people can sift through and they could be like a true fan of you because you have 20 songs that you've put out. But if you're only a person that's put out 3 songs, then it's like, okay, it's hard for somebody to become a fan of you because there's not much catalog, right? But it's like, is there something about them that's like, wow, I gravitate towards the person rather than gravitate towards the song? Because if you just gravitate towards the song, then you're only going to be good as your next song. But if they gravitate towards the person and they gravitate towards you,
Well, that takes a long time to build.
I think some people like, but that's if you have a really captivating brand about you in something like, it's like Chapel, right?
She's the best example of that, but that
Yeah.
took a long time to cultivate.
Right, but she got the hit, and when she has the hit.
Now
She's gonna create a crazy fan base because people love her.
Right, but Chapel, like, she was always like her whole thing is like, I'm your favorite artist, right?
Mhm.
Like Olivia Rodrigo, like put her on not super early, but like before Good Luck Babe came out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the song that really put her on the map. But Chapel was grinding and doing it for like, I don't know, 7 years, something like that.
Yeah, she's been doing it a long time.
She's been doing it a long time, and she built the fan base, and she didn't have like the quote unquote viral moment until like, I think it was this year. or maybe the year before. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say, but like that's like the perfect example of like the long build.
Yeah.
And she got dropped and like
Yeah, it's crazy
signed all over again. Just
Crazy
like
story.
every version of like the peaks and valleys of being like a up and coming artist she's experienced.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm a big
Props to
Chapel fan. I like her story and her music.
It's pretty amazing. Props to her.
Next guest, Chapel Run. It's gonna be me and Chapel Run on the couch.
Episode 75.
Episode what is this? 7?
7.
Episode 8. I'm gonna call her right now.
Damn, episode 8 would be crazy. Let's pull it off.
I'll call her after.
All of our people talk to our people.
She has new people.
Yeah, I was just thinking, piggybacking off of kind of this story. I don't know if you guys listened to the new Kendrick album. I haven't
Not yet.
heard it yet, but I was reading Kendrick Lamar. He did a surprise album drop. Nobody was expecting it, and I didn't really think about that. Maybe it coincides with the Super Bowl halftime show performance that he's going to do in
Yeah, it's all related.
February, because as we all know in the music industry, if you perform on the Super Bowl, it has a huge boost to your catalog.
Mm-hmm.
So any plans that he might have had on releasing it maybe after the Super Bowl originally, I'm sure he scrambled to make something happen beforehand so that it would just boost his numbers in a big way. Do you think all of that was planned, or do you think, talking about marketing and how do you cut through, almost doing a surprise drop is almost more free marketing than just spending the money on, impressions nowadays? Like at what point is this marketing, or is it just, oh, we're doing the Super Bowl, so let's just drop something because we know it's going to get big?
I mean, the way I saw it is like the second I saw him doing the Super Bowl, I was like, okay, there's an album coming. Or, whether the rollout is like a single and then another single and then the album like the week before. I mean, I think I said to you this morning, there's only like 5 people who could do a surprise album. It's like Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce, Drake, and like maybe 2 or 3 other people who are big enough where it's just like
Taylor.
Yeah, of course. Like the marketing itself is the surprise. Like, oh my God, because it like the fan hysteria and the social media engagement around it, and like because like blogs will be so quick to like cover it. Blogs will drop everything they're doing to be like, oh my God. They'll sift through every Kendrick lyric and analyze it. Like Complex and Genius are posting so much content about it today. So the surprise of it all, I think, adds to it. I don't know. Maybe I would have liked to hear a single, and I haven't heard it yet just because I haven't had the time to like sit down and give it a proper listen.
Yeah,
but
I listened to a few songs. It sounded pretty
it's
cool.
unbelievable. Like the stuff I heard on Instagram, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I mean, I think when you're at Kendrick's level, like it's like
You can do whatever you want.
yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want. I mean, I think you're right though. I think it's kind of like, oh shoot, like there's like the frenzy.
Yeah, the frenzy and like getting swept up in like the hype of it does drive it a lot, I think.
It adds a level. I think it adds a level of urgency.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like in the
I got to stop everything I'm doing right now and listen to it.
to listen to it. Like I got like 3 texts today, like new Kendrick.
Yeah. I had to tell my session today, like don't say anything about it. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it was. I mean, I think it was definitely planned. I think that
Oh yeah.
Kendrick doing the Super Bowl is obviously going to be.
It is going to like
Huge.
propel him into another level. Like it's
Is he the first solo rapper to do it? The Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I think he's the first solo rapper.
I can't say.
Because
I
when
don't
they
know.
did the Dre one, it was Dre, Snoop,
Yeah.
50 and him. But I think he's the first solo rapper.
I think this is going to put him into super duper star level.
Yeah, superstar.
Like he is going to take the Drake spot.
Yeah, he's gonna go to number 1 maybe. Yeah.
Oh, he's probably already number 1. Like he'll move like 500,000
I
units.
still think I think Drake's bigger.
Now, yeah.
I think Drake's bigger. But I think that Drake in America, Kendrick's definitely bigger. But Drake in the world, like Drake has had so many world hits.
Because they're hits, yeah.
Kendrick has had world hits too, but
Not the same level.
But
But we
the
know
song like One Dance, Drake or Kendrick
Yeah.
hasn't had a One Dance.
all the stars maybe. Depends who you ask.
Yeah, it was for the movie though. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I'd still say Drake, but I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Well, something that this article said, which I was kind of shocked by, it says that Jack Antonoff produced the album.
Really?
What do you guys think of that?
I believe it. The whole thing or like some cuts on it?
Let's see. Right here. It says the Super Bowl halftime show headliner released a 12-track project produced by Jack Antonoff and featuring SZA and others. You know, he's got the hits with SZA. Why not run it back? You know?
I'd be surprised if we're all Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that.
Really?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to look into it.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah, he's on everyone.
It's just him? Interesting.
No.
But like, who are the other credited people?
It's like him and like a bunch of other.
What else does it say? I'm just curious.
M-Tech.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, so like the Kendrick people.
Mustard is on one of these.
I hear Mustard's on the beat, ho.
Yeah, he is.
Hmm.
Yeah, Mustard's on a lot of these too.
Yeah.
Soundwave.
Soundwave, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably all like the usual suspects, like Ninth Wonder, Soundwave.
I haven't seen Ninth Wonder. Sean Momberger.
I don't know, Sean.
But yeah, no. It looks,
Wow, what a year for Jack.
yeah, he's crushing it.
What
he's
a
at the top of the
year.
world.
Yeah, I mean that guy is gonna be like
Taylor.
the next super duper producer.
Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor's the one who really put him on. I mean, he was already killing it, but
Well, he's Bleachers too.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, but that was like, you know, Bleachers has like, what's it called?
Big inspiration for producers who wear glasses. Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
He's a legend. But yeah, it's interesting.
Well, you know, since we're entertainers and we talk about this kind of stuff, I thought it was interesting. One of the things with the election in California and all this stuff, I saw they're really pushing hard to bring Hollywood back because a lot of film production, even just the people I know and crews, it's going to other cities. And so now they're trying to do tax credits. The governor was trying to bring tax credits to bring Hollywood back. So I got the Hollywood Reporter from a couple weeks ago. LA film and TV production approaches historically low levels. Amid the decline, some industry observers are calling for an expansion of the California film and TV tax credit program to compete with other countries and states, beefing up their incentives to lure Hollywood dollars. And I know we even talked about this a little bit, Eric. Like you saw 50 Cent opened up a film studio in New Orleans, and Mark Wahlberg's opening one up in Vegas, like near my house in Summerlin. And they have a lot of filming in Georgia. They have a lot of filming in
Atlanta,
Vancouver. So the 3-month period from July to September logged the weakest quarter so far this year, slipping 5% to roughly 5,000 shoot days, according to the latest report from Film LA. The figure falls short of shooting in the area during the same time last year when production was halted amid Hollywood's dual writers and actors strikes. So it's almost kind of the perfect storm. There was the strikes and all this stuff going on, and then obviously some of the movies just haven't been doing that great, and also just people moving. So my question to you guys, do you think Hollywood will ever just not be an LA thing? Do you think there'll be another city that ever takes the crown as far as film production, or you think it'll just always be Hollywood? Because it wasn't originally Hollywood. I think it used to be in New Jersey or something.
I feel like it's always been, or a big part of it has been Atlanta, right?
Yeah, TV shows. A lot of TV shows.
Even
are
movies
shot in
too.
Atlanta. Yeah, a lot of movies too. It's just way cheaper.
It's way cheaper, right? And they want
Yep.
people to like film there, so to attract like people to live there.
Yeah,
Economy.
totally. Yeah, I think that California is. I mean,
It's also cheaper to film in Georgia,
yeah,
like way cheaper.
yeah, that's what we're saying. But I think it's all.
Yeah.
I mean, California is just so expensive, everything across the board. But to answer your question, I don't think that Hollywood will ever go away. I think that there's a certain allure to Hollywood internationally. I think inside America, and obviously like the people that spend time here, live here, stay here, whatever, they understand the facade of what Hollywood in LA is, but the world doesn't understand that. And I think because of that, there'll always be a wonder of the world. Like they're obsessed with Hollywood. So I don't think it'll ever leave Hollywood. I think that it'll probably go up and down. It'll go through spurts. It'll go through times where it's like, oh, this person's striking. This is striking. Okay, cool. It'll dip. But I think that there's a baseline. This is like the hub of video culture, movie culture, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
in
it's
the world.
Yeah, it's like the idea of Hollywood and like what Hollywood represents.
Yeah, I think it's more than just money. I think that like eventually the pendulum will always swing, right? You
I
know?
mean, if they give tax breaks, like big tax breaks, enough to incentivize studios to come back to LA, then I totally say that.
yeah, I mean, and if it's expensive now and then people start leaving, then it's like people are gonna be like, oh, it's too expensive. We need to lower the prices, and then they'll lower the prices and people will come back. You know, like I don't foresee Hollywood ever going away per se. At least not in our lifetime. Maybe.
No, I mean all the business is here, right? Like even if, hypothetically, if like all the production goes elsewhere, it's like the business is here. The business isn't going anywhere. This is where they all live. Like the actors, the executives, this is where it is.
Right. Well, I think that's why this article is a little concerning, because it's essentially showing that there's less shoot days, which means there's less work.
Mm-hmm.
So I have pulled up right here.
Oh, of course.
I have a graph for you guys. So it's just showing the shoot days from 2021 slowly declining all the way to 2024. Obviously, there was a lot of things that happened, different variables, but it's almost like the pandemic happened in 2020. People realized,
Well, yeah, I was gonna say,
I could go to different states and film, whether it is in Atlanta that has a little bit looser guidelines, or Nevada, or wherever.
Look at Q3 of 2022 is booming.
Yeah.
I think it's probably like the pandemic was over.
2021, yeah. You meant 2021.
No, 2022. There's more.
This first one is 2021.
I'm looking at the bottom, in the middle,
Right.
like the.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Interesting stuff. And yeah, I mean, I think also COVID had a big thing to do with it, because COVID created because I feel like before COVID it was like you have to be in LA to be in the entertainment industry, but then obviously social media and then COVID also made people realize maybe I don't need to be here. You know?
I mean, I feel like California was one of the states to take it more seriously than other states.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, bigger restrictions, and probably like places like Georgia, like in the South, was just like, come on over. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I was
Vaccinated, unvaccinated.
I was in Atlanta in the pandemic.
Yeah, it was the vibe. They're just like chilling. Target's open.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a thing. Like clubs were open.
I was in Florida for a little bit. Yeah, just people are in Target with no masks.
Clubs are open. Bars are open.
Yeah.
It's like normal life.
It became political.
Yeah, it was a thing.
And
Crazy
that's
times.
all I will say on that.
That's all I have to say about that. What else you got, Matt? Wow, he's got it all. Did you have more facts?
Yeah, I love facts. Have you guys seen the Tesla bots?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So there's the Tesla bots. I guess they're going for around 30,000.
Wow.
But now it's been going viral because Kim Kardashian did a shoot with her Tesla bot.
What's a Tesla bot?
It's like a personal assistant.
Yeah.
That's the bot?
It's right there. Right there.
What is that? What does that do?
It can, I don't know. It can like walk around. She was saying it can drive for her. But would you buy this robot for $30,000?
What is it? I don't even know what it does.
You haven't seen any of the videos of it?
No.
There's videos of it serving drinks at a party.
Oh.
I mean, the long-term idea is it just replaces workers, I guess. Mm-hmm. You can just automate everything.
Yeah.
You could $30,000. Would you have your own robot that
Typical everyday tasks inside and outside homes? No, not right now. I live in a 2-bedroom. I feel like I can do all my own chores. But like, if I have a big house, sure.
Think of all this time you'd save.
I know.
I think those pictures are pretty badass, I will say. They look pretty cool. I think that the technology, maybe 30 years, 20, 30 years away from it being like fully like integrated into our lives. But I do think society will move there. I think that there will be a time in our lives, probably later, like when we're in our 50s, where it'll be like, hey, Robot John, Can you clean the dishes for me?
I'm definitely gonna name my robot Robot John.
Robot John's kind of a hard name. That's actually kind of like a sick rapper name.
Robot John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, there might be something there. But yeah, I think that there will be a time in which robots will be like a average, like you'll have a personal robot assistant, and that'll be like part of like your daily life. Is like, hey, can you go pick up my laundry for me?
Yes, Sam, I can do that.
Thank you, Robot John.
You're welcome. Ding, 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 ding.
And then they'll go and they'll do their thing.
What is it like to love? I don't know, Robot John. Maybe when you get older, we can talk about that.
I think those pictures are pretty cool though. Like I think it's like a futuristic vibe.
Oh
You know?
yeah, of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, they're cool.
Nice. Has she been on the pod?
No, she's episode 9.
Okay, so it's me, Chapel, then Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
I feel like I really kicked off this like.
Yeah, bro. We're gonna use your presence right now to get them.
Okay. So you're using me to like grab Kim Kardashian and
Yeah,
like have her.
yeah, bro. It's LA, bro. Come
I
on, man.
gotta be honest. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think she knows who I am.
Dang it.
Sorry, guys. But Chapel's gonna come on. It's gonna be great.
Chapel will know. Yeah, she'll know.
Mm-hmm.
She'll know.
You telling me a Chapel made this Roan?
To answer your question about $30,000, no, I would not pay $30,000.
Yeah, it is a car.
Yeah, but like I feel like it's like I don't feel like it would really improve my daily life. Like a car dramatically improves my daily life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it allows me to get places.
Well,
But
there are a lot of things I'd rather spend $30K on than a robot.
yeah, maybe if I was like rich and had like fuck you money, then maybe
Yeah, even then, I feel like
fuck it. Like for the demo,
for the demo,
like try it
I
out.
feel like I'd have to buy it a companion so he doesn't get lonely. So it'd be $60,000.
Do you know what it's like to feel?
Do you know what it's like to feel love? I got you a robot Jane, John. Oh wow,
Wow, I am
my heart is
so
full.
happy.
Is this love? Is this
No.
compassion? John feels sad. he just explodes.
John feels.
He just explodes.
Oh man.
I gotta take it back to the Tesla store. Like, yeah, he's like asking a lot of questions about like existentialism. Yeah, my robot's kind of nihilistic.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, I would have some really late night fireside chats with John.
What would you guys talk about?
I would just answer questions.
Would you ask him questions or would you make him ask you questions?
I feel like I would ask him things. I'm a curious guy.
What would you ask him?
It depends, like on the moment. I wouldn't even know what to ask him. I feel like it's such a foreign concept to me.
Yeah.
I should be like, so do you like do you like cleaning my backyard?
Yes, I do. I like to do everything.
Well, okay. What do you like, John? Do you have any like hobbies or anything you want to try?
I don't have personal interests.
What is it like to walk on the beach? What is it like
What is
to
it like to love?
What is it like to love Eric?
Have you guys seen the movie? It's Megan Fox and she's literally a sex robot.
Transformers?
No, it's like it's a new movie.
Oh, I don't know.
She plays a sex robot.
No.
She's not made for sex, but obviously it leads there.
Megan Fox in sex robot.
Yeah, it's a hit. It's a hit. You guys should watch it. I can't even remember the name of it. But they're clearly trying to push us in this direction, right? They just want to normalize us hooking up with robots.
I guess the sex robot agenda,
I'm going to buy an ugly one.
just to show them love too.
Yeah, I just, I don't want to make the missus jealous,
What is it like to be desired?
Your wife is out of town. You look stressed. Can I rub your shoulders?
No, sex robot, I can't.
I'm
I'm
married. I'm a married man.
I'm married, sex robot. It feels silly why we'd even have you.
Okay, well, speaking of more ridiculous things in entertainment. So,
I've seen this.
I actually never heard of this person, but Rosanna Pansino, who is she? U.S. YouTuber smokes her dead dad's ashes in what may appear to be either publicity stunt or a genuine act of affection. Those are very different things. This YouTuber shared that she smokes marijuana made from the ashes of her late father as per his last wishes. That's the craziest part of the story. Why was this his last wishes? Like, what is the deal with your dad? Hey, when I die, honey, smoke me. It's like, what? Was this in his last will and testament? Or like, what the hell is going on?
Do humans usually be smoked when they die? Act of love? What is that?
I want you to smoke me when I disintegrate into nuts and bolts.
Oh, no, John. We would take you to the recycle. We wouldn't do that for you. Why? Am I not valued? Am I not worth being remembered?
This story gets goofier the more I read into it.
I mean, it was pretty normal before.
Yeah, it was really normal before. An American social media star has more than 14 million
What?
followers.
I've never heard of this person.
She has a podcast called Rawdiculous. She smoked the ashes of her late father to fulfill his last wish. What a last wish. The YouTuber titled the opening episode notoriously "Smoking My Dead Dad." What the hell?
See, that can be confusing because it's like, you know how they like smoke salmon? They like cure it and like put it in a smoker for 4 days.
Yeah,
It could be that.
yeah. She's just like drying it out with
Yeah,
salt.
that's kind of misleading. Like a salt cure.
Yeah. She's in his barbecue pit.
Yeah, yeah. Just like stoking the flames every like 4 hours. So,
let's see. The opening episode, "Smoking My Dead Dad." The blunt was
I hate to be blunt.
hate to be blunt. The blunt we smoked was delicious. Why? Why do you have to say it like that? The blunt we smoked was delicious.
Bro, I'm dead.
Just say it got you high and you felt close to your dad. Why was it delicious? Now you sound like a cannibal.
Humans have many ways
She literally
to connect.
said, "The blunt we smoked was delicious. It tasted so good."
Damn, I wish I could get a hit of that. I mean,
And it,
if you like were hanging out with this girl and she's like, "Hey, do you want a hit of my dead father?"
the best part of this is the
Oh, Pops is really hitting right now, dude.
the article says it tasted so good. She declared after taking several hits of the joint, the first of which prompted a lengthy fit of coughing. She's like, "Oh God, that tasted so good."
Oh yeah, that's Pops right there.
So yeah, I'll give it to the panel. Would you guys smoke your dead parents if they asked you to? He asked. It was his last wish. Honor your father and mother. It's a commandment.
I would absolutely honor my parents' wishes if that's what they wanted. I would, but I don't know if I would go so far as to like make a whole YouTube video about it. I feel like that's pretty private. I just want to like, get ripped off my father in peace and like in the privacy of my own home and not make it such a thing about it. But it's so clickable. Like, I'm curious. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I mean, it's if she's a content creator, it's obviously like a good piece of content, But is it like moral or like is it like I don't know?
I don't know if
maybe her dad wanted her to do that.
Well, I don't question the actual act. It's just like making the content out of it. Is that immoral?
Yeah, in my opinion, that's pretty weird. But I mean,
It's weird, but is it wrong? I don't
I don't know. I guess if it was her dad's last wishes, but like who really knows?
It's okay to smoke it. I don't have a problem with it. Like, if my dad was like, "I want you to,"
Isn't that like kind of like a form of cannibalism if you really think about it? Not cannibalism, but it's like
Yeah, you're inhaling your dad.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's strange.
It's definitely strange. Like I don't know.
I would.
I don't know. People grieve in weird ways, I guess. I don't know. That to me is just kind of weird, but what do I know?
I mean, like, I would just take one for the team. Be like, "Bleh."
Yeah. Yeah, but then like to say the stuff she said about like, oh, it was so good.
Delicious is an interesting word.
It's like what?
She was probably high when she said it. She was like off the dad
Yeah,
blunt.
she was probably.
I got that dad in me.
She had a dad pen.
She had a dad pen. Hit the dad. That's good. That's
good
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. Nobody laughed.
It took me a second to get it. Have you ever done dabs?
No, never.
I did it once. It was like my first solo trip to LA. These producers took me to like a weed shop and I did it there. I was so high.
Blasted.
I was blasted.
Wow.
I just like sat in the studio just like
Vegetable.
yeah.
Wow.
I was off the dad.
Wow. Yeah, that's a crazy story. I don't know.
Do you guys like relationship stories?
Sure.
Okay, well, you're going to love this one.
Jeez.
I kicked my ex out for cheating on me with a coworker. They're both homeless now. Last year, he cheated on me with his work colleague. He didn't tell me exactly what they did, but he did promise me that he didn't have sex with her. And he never came over to his apartment. Stupidly, I forgave him and took him back. Over the following year, she kept messaging him and trying to be all emotional with him. The last straw was when she messaged him saying she left pain meds in his desk after he had tooth surgery that I paid for. She had no reason to know this information, and he had promised me that she would never be messaging him again since she was moved to the day shift. And he was so grateful to her, didn't once say thank you to me for paying for his surgery and looking after him. I then find out that he had referred to her as his baby in the work group chat, and that he had lied to me for a whole year because he did actually have sex with her.
Oh.
So he is now living at his grandparents', and the bank foreclosed on her house, which is sad because she has kids. But maybe if she had been more concerned about paying her bills than chasing after men she can't have, maybe she and her kids wouldn't be homeless. Little trick. It's a bittersweet victory, but I'm still so angry and hurt. We were engaged and planning our wedding in Zimbabwe. What? I want the anger to subside and to move on with my life, but it's hard when I'm grieving the life I should have had. But I hold on to the promise that God has something better planned for me.
I mean, that's like what we were talking about at the very beginning, right? Just like embracing the discomfort and the hurt.
Wow, that is a crazy story. Shout out to homegirl who's going through that. I mean, nobody ever deserves to get cheated on.
No.
But that's like it's a pretty crazy story. The Zimbabwe thing was like, whoa.
I hope they can get a return.
You know what I mean? Like I
their money
did
back.
not see the Zimbabwe coming. Like the Zimbabwe tickets were probably crazy.
The Zimbabwe tourism board is probably crushed.
Yeah, bro.
They're like, we worked so hard to plan this wedding. Oh man.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Man, you know, it's some people just have too much time on their hands, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. If like I was like, I'd be like, yo, what are we doing? Like, if I ever got a hunch that somebody was like not 100% committed to the relationship, I'd be like out. I'd be like, what are we doing here?
I mean, some people aren't that perceptive though, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I think this person was like giving this guy like the benefit of the doubt because she loved him and she was like being kind, and he probably was like begging for forgiveness and all of those things, and he took advantage of her better nature, which is something that happens time and time again.
Yeah, of course.
But it's interesting though, she doesn't seem that pleased. Well, she kind of does seem to be pleased about like the revenge aspect of it, like how they're both homeless, and she does, but she's still sad. I've learned that revenge isn't that satisfying for me.
Yeah, revenge is never really worth it, I think.
I used to like be motivated by that. Like people who have wronged me, I'm like, oh, I'll show them. I hope they.
Yeah, it can fuel you.
But like,
to a certain
I don't know.
extent.
It's happened a couple times where like it just doesn't make me feel better.
No, it never does, because it's rooted in a negative emotion. I
Yeah.
think, which is like a little immature. It's like you're gonna just sit there in that negative emotion and just like, oh, I'm so mad. You know what I mean? Like, eventually you get over it, they get over it, everyone gets over it, and you just move on with your life. Like
Sometimes, not everyone gets over it.
yeah, which is, I think, maybe what happened here. She's just not gonna get over it.
I think it's gonna take her. Like they were engaged.
And she's writing on a Reddit thread.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think you're over it if you're writing it on a Reddit thread.
yeah, you're definitely not over it. But yeah, that's a crazy story.
It hurts sometimes.
Hope those Zimbabwe tickets were refundable.
You'll get over it. You'll find another life to live.
All right, guys. For this one, we need to decide who was the toxic one. That's the question. Okay. Oh my God. My mind is a mess. I don't know what to do. Was I the toxic person? Okay. I was in a relationship, and my girlfriend tells me that she was in touch with her ex, though she says it's only once in 10 to 15 days. What's disturbing is that she says she has kept their photos but doesn't look at them and says they had good memories.
I think that's a little
Sus.
sus off the bat. Yeah.
Along with that, uses her and the guy's name as her phone password and the guy's phone number digits as her laptop and UPI pin. She defends herself by saying that the ex is a well-wisher and cares for her and will be there for her when needed.
That's very sus.
She says that they only talk about each other's well-being, yet she refuses to tell him that she's with me now. I completely hate it, yet she refuses to stop doing it. They dated for over 5 years and been around 2 years since they split up. And around 5 months into our dating, the ex tells her that he's getting married. And in the same conversation, she also tells she's dating me, which I believe is only because he told about his marriage. Now she wanted to go to his wedding, but couldn't because of some college commitments, and also tells me that she wanted to go and prove a point to his sisters that she's here now, as the sisters were the reason for their breakup. She had gone to Europe for 4 months between Jan to May 2024, and around a week into the new year, I just thought of texting my ex, with whom I ended things a year back, a happy new year message and nothing else. Ooh, she's trying to get
Okay, so
revenge.
she's fighting fire
Tit
with fire.
for tat. I told this to my GF, and she got angry that you don't talk to your ex, and you told me you won't talk to her, and still you message her, whereas I had told her my bond with her is not as good as you have with your ex. Still, somehow I managed to pacify her, put in some extra efforts, made something for her with our photos, and sent it to her. 2 weeks after this, she asked for a break, stating the reasons as me messaging my ex and 4 to 5 month old arguments we had. She told me she wants the break to discover and focus herself and what she wants in life. She even compared my actions to her ex, saying he never did what all wrong things you did. She wanted a break of entire 4 months. She was in Europe. I literally begged her not to do this. Please, please, no.
There's your
She
problem.
just stopped putting any efforts to communicate or even talk properly. I kept begging. Then she said not to worry and overthink, and everything is fine. She continued this facade, and then she loves and misses me, and that I don't have to worry about the relationship for over 2 months. This was till 5 days before she was to be back to India. 3 days after coming back, she ended the relationship. Even in our last call, which was 2 days before the breakup, she brought up the things like me messaging my ex and bringing up the 4 to 5 month old arguments, refusing to accept the fact how uncomfortable I was with her talking to her. On top of it all, she says the break she asked was so that she could enjoy and spend time in Europe nicely and didn't want to argue with me, so didn't mention this reason before. My mind's a mess. I don't know what to do. Was I the toxic person?
I think you're both a little toxic.
I mean,
I think you're
wait,
both
hold on,
toxic.
hold on. Let me just get this clear. So wait, so in that first part, is he saying it's the guy, right? The guy. Yeah, I don't know. Is this a guy? Like, is it the guy? Is the guy saying that he was messaging his ex, or the girl was messaging her ex?
Both. So the writer of the story was saying that they messaged their ex to get back at the partner messaging their ex.
So who initiated?
Well, the partner's ex and the partner's then partner was with, they were like close with their ex is what the story is saying.
Okay.
And they were like in constant communication, and they said it was like they dated for a long time too. Like 5 years is a really long time.
That is a long time.
And they were 2 years removed, but still talking to each other. And they had like, their passcodes were like, had significance to them. And that was kind of sus.
Yeah, I think that's weird. I mean,
I think it's so weird, but they're both toxic. Because like they did the same thing with someone else.
yeah, but what needs to happen is the guy just needs to like walk away. He just needs
Of course.
He just needs to walk away from the situation.
Yes, move on.
And then move on.
This is a lose-lose situation.
Like, you're not winning here, bro. Like, it's like, this is, you either keep this cat and mouse game going and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse, or you just freaking cut the cord and just let it go. And what'll actually probably happen is she'll probably, if she's meant for you, she'll come back. And if she does, then cool. If not, get to reality. Get a new reality, which would probably be more peaceful than the reality that you're currently in. But I think that, yeah, they're both toxic. But in this case, it sounds like it doesn't sound like he's necessarily toxic. It just sounds like he's maybe like a little insecure. Like he's just.
No, I think he's toxic for going to his ex, right?
Well, but that's just like immature retaliation,
Yeah, immaturity is still toxic.
Yeah, true.
I find it toxic. I mean, my bar for toxic is like very low.
Yeah.
You know, I choose not to surround myself with any of that.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, I would have walked away like long ago. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Your ATM pin code is your boyfriend's birthday. That's cool.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I'm like, good luck.
Yeah, and the passcodes and all that. Nah, that means the person's not over them.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, you're clearly still in the other person.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just gonna,
that person's clearly rebounding.
It's like, all right, well, good relationship. You know, I wish you all the best.
Yeah,
later.
Just move on.
Just later.
Just move on. Let it
Yeah,
go.
no peace.
But it's easy for us to say because we're thinking about it from a logical perspective. rather
Right.
than
Well, of course.
They're immersed in the situation.
I mean, like, how good is the relationship where you're willing to overlook all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like X stuff is like kind of weird. Like if you're, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're still, their passcodes are still your ex's birthday or whatever, then it's like,
If you were in a relationship and they were like friendly with their ex and they talked to them like regularly and saw each other like in the friend group, would that bother you?
yeah. I'd be like, why are you still talking to your ex? Like what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think that that's weird.
Like my eyebrows would be furrowed at that predicament for sure.
Yeah, because then it's like, okay, cool. Like you're clearly not over them. I don't know.
But
For
sometimes
me-
it's like the friend groups are so like, intertwined where like the ex just inevitably is part of it. Like in a lot of cities, that's how it is. Like big cities.
small cities, you mean?
No, big cities, like big friend groups.
I'm thinking like small towns. Like small towns, like where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, I mean that too. Like I'm just saying, like a lot of big cities there have like big friend groups, and eventually they'll start like dating each other,
Mm.
and then like they break up, but they keep hanging out because everyone's friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Like
maybe.
I've lived it, I've seen it.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could get over that personally. I feel like I'd just like, hey, if we're in a relationship, then it's like.
But then
yeah.
it gets messy because like if it throws off the friendship dynamic, because it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't hang out with the ex anymore. I gotta. But then like the whole group becomes like weird because like then the friend group is still together and they're still hanging out, but like minus that one person because they can't see the ex. So then like they feel like, oh, I can't hang out with my friends
Then
anymore.
maybe you should just find a new girlfriend.
I mean that's the answer. I'm just saying like that's what happens.
Yeah, true. I guess you can't help who you fall in love with though. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Matt. What do you think?
I want someone like so toxic, the most toxic, that just like, why are humans like this to each other?
I'm just getting a Tesla bot. Screw all this drama. You know what I'm saying?
Sex robot.
Amen. All right, guys. For this one, we need to figure out. She thinks her boyfriend hates her, so we need to figure out: does the boyfriend actually hate her?
He does.
The answer is he does.
The
He
answer is
definitely
yes.
hates her.
I love when they give the ages.
Yeah. The answer. They give the answer early.
10 years.
10 years. Wait. That means they started dating. If she's 27 and they've been in a 10-year relationship,
17.
then and he was 23.
That's weird.
Already, this is not great.
The wheels are turning.
I'm starting to connect the dots.
I, female 27, think my boyfriend, male 33 of 10 years, hates me. My boyfriend of 10 years doesn't want to be openly lovey towards him. Okay. We've been through some hard times and struggles, but this year, after taking time to separate the year prior, well, there you go.
There you go. Yep.
I'm getting a pattern. We've really bounced back as how we treat each other. There's always respect and niceness. Respect doesn't mean passion, though. But with
No.
that has come a coldness at the same time. If I'm too lover girl towards him, he tells me to chill out. I've accepted that he doesn't like PDA years ago, but it's like not even at home now.
Well, PDA isn't at home.
No lingering kisses, not even private displays of affection. No lingering kisses, making out, rarely have sex. Used to happen every other day. Now it's maybe 1 to 2 times every 2 weeks. No hand holding,
still a good
won't cuddle. Rarely any lingering glances. Damn,
Not even a glance.
no glances.
Not even an ogle.
Damn, dude. Does he have eye problems? He says he doesn't need verbal or physical love. He wants to show me with actions. So I cook, clean, lay out clothes for him to wear when he gets home from work, help him with his indoor garden. Who is this guy? Who has an indoor garden?
He's a weed dealer.
What is this guy from New Jersey? But it feels like I've done more to show I love him than what he's done for me. He says, of course I love you. I pay for you to live, which is true. But I don't know. I mean, yeah. He gives me hugs and kisses when he gets home and sometimes a butt slap. But, okay, that's nice. I mean, everyone likes a butt slap. We got drunk one night and I told him I think we found each other in every life? And he laughed and said, I really hope not.
Oh, damn. That's mean.
I brought it up later and he doesn't remember. Oh my God. Do you guys think the alcohol brings out the truth, or it's like, damn, I'm sorry.
It definitely, I don't know if it brings out the truth, but it breaks down the lie barriers.
Yeah.
That is a good observation, Sam.
Thank you, Sexbot.
Okay, I'm not ugly. I know that for a fact. Wow. Okay, how do you really? But I thought it was because maybe.
This girl sounds hot.
Yeah, she sounds very hot. Because maybe I've gained a little weight the past 2 years, 25 pounds. That's not insignificant. 25 pounds is a lot for a girl. Or maybe because he doesn't actually think I love him and I'm faking it. I don't think that's the issue. Hold on, I just want to read this again because this is very female.
This is a big distinction.
Guys do not think this way. She goes, I think maybe it's because I gained a little weight the past 2 years, 25 pounds. Or maybe because he doesn't actually think I love him and I'm faking it. Guys don't think that way, right? Am I crazy?
Wait, or maybe because he doesn't actually think I love him.
I don't think that's the reason.
Yeah.
He says he thinks when I'm doing that stuff, it's because I'm cheating on him and I'm trying to like make up for it or something. Not true. He holds the fact that I cheated on him when I was 17 over my head, even though he's cheated more than I have 3 times.
Wow.
Not any time within the last 5 years, though. I've forgiven him and have always been willing to put the past behind us. But he says he has PTSD from that.
Okay.
Question is, will it change? Should I leave? I know I'm not old, but I'm getting older. And I don't know if I want to live the rest of my 20s or 30s with someone who isn't as crazy about me as I am with him. It'll be hard. It'll be hard to move out again.
Of course it'll be
Nobody
hard.
likes moving and start over. But do I need to? He's really the only man I've been with my whole adult life. And I know there's going to be comments about the fact I was 17 and he was older. Yep, we saw that from the very beginning, and it was sus. I get that. But I'm in really deep now, and we've built a life together.
Have you?
Edit. He does still call me beautiful and whatnot, especially when we get dressed up to go out together. He also gets jealous when the other guys look at me while we're out. My boyfriend doesn't want me to be lovey towards him at all. Used to be more loving in years prior. Is this something that can change? I don't want to waste the last of my 20s sitting around and hoping. Thoughts from the panel.
I mean, it definitely feels like this relationship doesn't have any like magic in it left.
This one's crazy.
It feels like, it was based on something like, it was based on infidelity from the get-go. Like it started on infidelity, and it sounds like there's been frequent infidelity throughout the 10-year relationship.
In my opinion, it sounds like there's just no attraction anymore.
Yeah.
They've grown apart from each other, and the mystery of like the love and the push and play and the push and pull and all that things, like all that's gone.
Yeah.
So they know the whole story, and when you know the whole story, that's when it can get boring.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that they're just bored.
Right. But it doesn't sound like either of them are like, or maybe it's more on his side. He's not making an effort anymore to keep that alive. Like he's probably just complacent.
He probably just
He's
doesn't
like,
care.
oh, I got my girl at home. It's whatever. Probably gonna marry her, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's hard to like give good advice on these situations because you're only hearing one side of the story.
Right. I mean, I'm just like, from what I'm reading, he's probably just like, oh yeah, that's my girl at home. She's chill, whatever.
Yeah,
We're probably gonna get married or whatever.
Probably, or maybe he's just not attracted to her anymore. To be honest.
No, it could be part of it too. But it definitely sounds like there is something missing, and I don't know if they're able to even bring it back. It sounds like,
I mean, they've separated multiple times. They keep getting back, probably out of comfort.
yeah.
But it probably just honestly just stems to incompatibility. It sounds like they're just not compatible.
Or maybe they were, and they're holding on to that younger version of themselves that were compatible, and like neither one is willing to let that go.
Which would mean that they're not currently compatible.
Correct. But maybe they were at some point, and it's like, oh, we had this thing, and we were compatible at some point early on our relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of people think that like, oh, people can't change. People definitely change.
People
like,
change, dude.
100% people change. They become different people.
1,000%.
I feel like I'm a completely different person. I feel like you're a completely different person. I feel like we're all
100%.
completely
You grow
different people.
apart.
Yeah.
Sometimes you grow. Ideally, everybody should grow, but sometimes you grow in different directions.
Yeah, and it sounds like in this case they're just growing in completely different ways, which I think like is common in a lot of relationships, especially as you get older and like they don't even have kids. Wait, do they have kids?
It didn't
No
say.
kids. So no kids. Yeah, and they don't even have kids yet. Oh, no chance. No chance.
I mean, it sounds like a really lifeless and unfulfilling relationship.
Yeah, I think that one's doomed. I think you got to cut it.
I mean, it's really, really difficult to walk away. She has to move.
Whoa.
Just get Sexbot to help you move.
We've all moved before, like Matt said. Nobody likes moving, but you still got to do it. You got to fucking move. Just get the fuck out.
Well, it's hard to rip the Band-Aid off, right?
Of course it's hard.
It's so difficult.
But you know what else is hard? Living a shitty life. That's also hard.
I mean, it's kind of like, it's easy to stay in the relationship. It'll be super easy to just like continue to live in comfort and have your person and have things be taken care of. And also like the point that she mentioned, like he's supporting her.
Yeah, so she has to start from zero.
Mm-hmm.
But
But that would be the hardest decision. The best decision for her long term is to leave, but the easy decision is to stay.
Yeah, but I think one of my favorite sayings is easy decisions lead to a hard life, and hard decisions lead to an easy life. So what's the easy decision in this circumstance?
To stay with this guy.
To stay with this guy. So because that's the easy decision, she's going to have a hard life. But if she makes the hard decision and says, you know what, screw it. I know this isn't good for me. I know he's not the one for me. I know we're not compatible, but I got to sit down and make the hard decision. Yeah, I got to go get a job. I got to go do this. I got to go do that. But you know what? I'm 27. I can still build a career. I can still build a life.
Yeah, there's
plenty
still
of time.
time.
I can still I'm still, objectively youthful and young. I still have time to find another guy.
Of course.
She could still find another guy.
It's not over.
But if she waits another 10 years, it's going to be a lot harder for her to find a partner because all the guys are probably going to be older and they're going to probably all have kids. She's probably not going to want those guys. So it's just going to make it harder. But if she leaves now, she at least has the chance to like live a full life and be okay. But if she just stays there and hangs out, then
I wish the best for her.
Yeah, me too.
I know how difficult it is to want to leave something, but being afraid of the unknown.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's scary. I get it.
But you got to go for it.
Yeah, you do.
Let me offer a different perspective that you guys haven't touched on yet.
Please.
One, there was cheating that was mentioned.
Yeah.
What's the idea between how cheating from a man versus a woman is different from their perspective? Because I would like to think it's harder to build a man's loyalty back if they get cheated on.
Yeah.
You always think of them as a disloyal trick. Versus a woman, they might just think, oh, men will be men. They're always thinking with their other head. He was in a weak moment. Whereas you don't really think of women in the same way as they're just so horny. They just lost control one day. It feels deeper. It feels they had an emotional connection maybe or whatever. So,
Well, he's been unfaithful multiple times,
right, but I'm saying,
and she's forgiven him.
imagine you got cheated on by your girl, which is what happened in this story.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that cause you to lose attraction? I think it would cause me to lose attraction.
Oh, I would end it. Like, there would be no second chance. I'd be like, no, we're done.
So then the question comes back to, does the boyfriend hate her?
I don't think he hates her, but I think he doesn't really like her.
He definitely doesn't have like a burning love for her.
Yeah,
That is evident.
I don't think he loves her. Like I don't think he.
I think he's just used to being with her.
I think he has love for her, but I don't think he's in love with her.
No.
So because of that, I think
10 years.
I think it's gonna be hard for her if she sticks around.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be a lot of obstacles, and this is like before kids.
Yeah.
I feel like pre-kids, it's even.
Well, I hope they don't get pregnant to save the relationship.
That's what happens a lot of the time.
Yeah. Apparently.
They get pregnant to save the relationship because they feel like it's gonna bring them closer.
Yeah. Like,
reality,
now we're in it together,
It only challenges it and makes it worse.
You
The
guys gotta,
connection, the time, the
Yeah.
quality time, all these things.
you guys gotta work on your stuff before you get into a long-term relationship, You gotta figure your shit out before you commit to somebody long-term.
Yeah, not everybody is meant to be a great pair. Like this next pairing, maybe it will be though. Is Glicked the new Barbenheimer? Wicked and Gladiator 2.
Oh man, this is the best
collide.
part, Sam. You're missing it.
Okay. Sam will be right back, but we can start off by reading the article and just talking about. Seems like in
Calling it glicked.
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 Yeah.
Oh, because it's wicked.
Is Glicked the new Barbenheimer? Wicked and Gladiator 2 collide in theaters. Barbenheimer was a phenomenon impossible to manufacture, but more than a year later, this hasn't stopped people from trying to make Glicked or even Baby Ratu. I don't know.
What?
Is that like a Nosferatu thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
The counter programming of Barbie and Oppenheimer was hit a nerve culturally. They got the receipts to back it up. Unlike so many things that begin as memes that transcended into its online beginnings instead of an either or, the two movies ultimately complemented and boosted one another at the box office. And ever since, moviegoers, marketers, and meme makers have been trying to recreate that moment, searching the movie release schedule for odd mashups and sending candidates off into the social media void. This weekend is perhaps the closest approximation as the Broadway musical adaptation Wicked opens Friday, which is today, against the chest-thumping sword and sandals epic Gladiator 2. Two big studio releases. Oh, what?
Wickiator.
I can't even say.
Radiator. Gladwick. Gladict.
I think Glicked is the best. Glicked rolls off the tongue a little bit more. Actor Fred said at the New York screening of Gladiator, I think we should all band around Glicked. It gets too confusing if you have 4 or 5 different names for it. As with Barbenheimer, as reductive as it might seem, Glicked also has the male-female divide that makes the fan art extra silly. One is pink and bright, awash in sparkles, Broadway bangers, and brand tie-ins. The other is all sweat and sand, blood, and bulging muscles. Both films topped Fandango's most anticipated holiday movies. Okay. I'm trying to see if they talk about... There was another article I was reading where the opening day numbers were looking pretty good for Wicked. But I guess this does pose the question. Seems like things are getting more and more divided as far as niche. There's like guy content and there's girl content. Is this the only way to bring Hollywood together? Is you just have to make content for specific audiences and just try to bring them in with a double feature? Because it's kind of like a new thing. This wasn't really growing up like in the 90s or early 2000s. I don't remember them doing this like double feature thing.
That's interesting.
Or is it a desperation pull?
I think it's probably maybe oops.
Yeah, let's switch mics.
Yeah, we can switch. This one's just so heavy. Yeah, no, I mean, I think in this case, I think it's actually interesting to see Gladiator come back. I'm like really interested to see that. I mean, this is the second Wicked? No, it's the first. It's the first one.
Wicked. Yeah, this has been in the works for a long time.
Wow, interesting. So this is the first one in that universe. Interesting.
The WCU.
The WCU. Yeah, I know. I think it's cool to. I think it's smart. It helps both films. You know, like I think it's good for both films. I think it's good for the movie culture. I think it's good for all these things. It puts more people in the box office.
But I feel like Barbenheimer was like the two were like kind of conjoined in a weird way. Like I feel like there were a lot of people who were interested in Barbie were also interested in Oppenheimer, and it was like a thing. Like there were memes of like, you know, big pink dresses, and then they like pull a thing, and now they're in like a suit, right? It was like this is like together, but I feel like I don't know. These two things don't feel related to me. It doesn't feel like they go hand in hand.
It feels forced for sure.
It definitely feels forced. Like I think the movie industry like wants us to think like this is another Barbenheimer.
It feels,
but it's not.
It feels manufactured. I think.
I just feel like these are like two movies who are coming out on the same day.
Yeah, I think it's true. I think it feels a little bit more manufactured than the Barbenheimer thing did.
Yeah, I don't really feel like there's a lot of overlap between audiences either.
I haven't seen either Wicked or the new Gladiator, but I mean Barbenheimer or Barbie and Oppenheimer were both phenomenal films. So
I haven't seen Oppenheimer. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah, it's like very long. I don't have like 3.5 hours to kill these days.
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if I mean the numbers will tell, because I mean obviously Oppenheimer.
I think
and
Wicked's
Barbie
gonna crush. I think Wicked's going to do crazy numbers.
Yeah, I mean you have a huge cast, Ariana and everything, but I also think that Gladiator will crush too. I think Gladiator's going to do.
I
really
think
well.
one is going to decisively make more money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard Gladiator 2 is like, you know, not as good as the first.
It'll be interesting to see.
And this is Wicked Part 1 too.
Yeah, true. Well,
Is that the pod?
Well, guys, we are at about 2 hours in, which is pretty sick.
Oh, look at this.
on that note, that's the cat purring. The cat is falling asleep. I think we're all falling asleep.
I'm wide awake, brother.
I think that this concludes episode 7 of Couch Commanders.
Tune in next week for Chapel Run.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode 7 of Couch Commanders. My name is Eric from Sex on the Beach, and this is...
Hey, I'm Matt from Cheat Codes, and there's Creature.
You can't hear him. Pick him up. Show him on the camera. And there's Creech. And our lovely guest, Mr. Boy Blue, Chico Azul.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. This has been great.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you.
It was an
I was
absolute
kind of
pleasure.
nervous at first. I don't know if you guys could tell.
Nah, man, you were great. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys, and we will see you next time on Couch Commanders. Peace out.